Good morning everyone. Welcome back to the class. And if you remember that in the last class we were seeing the chapter expansion. We have seen some of the identities, that is a plus b whole square, a minus b whole square. Also we have seen identities having three terms, a plus b plus c whole square. We already have seen these three identities, and we have solved some of the questions. Also I have given you questions to simplify. Hope you all are simplifying those questions. And next we are going to see the next part of the exercise and next questions. Okay, so here I'm gonna take some more questions and see how are we going to solve them. Like if I take a question, here is one question. It is simply written, simplify x plus 1 upon x whole square minus x minus 1 upon x whole square. So this is your question, and it is asking you to simplify the question. Now since we already know how to apply a question, now if you see, this question has two parts, one this part and one this part. Now if you see the first part here in the question, it is simply 1 plus any other term, the whole square. That means here we can apply the identity of a plus b whole square. Isn't it looking like this expression? And minus this is exactly like a minus b whole square. I know how to we all have learned how to identify. We are going to use this plus wala identity, and then minus we are going to use these two identities. Okay, so if I solve these, or if I apply the identity here. Now if I ask you, if I'm going to apply the identity, what is here at the place of a? If we write, it is x, and what is all at the place of b? It is 1 upon x. Similarly here, what is at the place of a? That is x. What is at the place of b? That is 1 upon x. So now we are going to, for this first term, we are going to apply the identity a plus b whole square, where our a is x and our b is 1 upon x. And for the second term of the question, we have a minus b whole square, where a is x and b is 1 upon x. Is it clear now? Now we are going to apply the identity on the first term, a plus b whole square. If you can recall the identity, it is a square. What is our a? X. So it will be x square plus b square. What is our b? 1 upon x. So 1 upon x whole square plus 2 into a into b. So 2 into a is x into b is 1 upon x. So this is identity we have applied on the first term. Now in the question we have minus, and now we have to apply identity on the second term. But be very careful when we are going to open the bracket and we are going to apply the identity. We have to write it in a bracket, because here we have minus sign. So I am going to open the write the identity, but I have applied minus sign. Now it is a minus b whole square. What is identity? It is a square plus b square. What is b? 1 upon x whole square minus 2 into a into b. 2 into what is our a? X into b, that is 1 upon x. Now we have closed the bracket. Is it okay? Now let us simplify this. It is simply x square plus, now 1 upon x whole square will be, if you open the square, or if you do the square, 1 square will be 1 upon x square will be x square. Now plus, if you see here, x and x, they are in divide, so we can simply cancel them, and here we are left with 2 into 1, that is 2. Now here, whatever we are going to write, can we open this bracket with the minus sign? So I am going to open the bracket with minus sign. Now this will be minus x square plus minus minus, here it is 1 upon x square. Now this minus and minus will become plus, and also we can cancel x and x, so it will be simply plus 2. Now if you see, this plus x square, we just have to simplify now. This is plus x square and this is minus x square. Can we cancel them? Plus minus? So simply x square minus x square will be 0. Similarly here 1 upon x square is with plus sign, 1 upon x square is with minus sign, cancel. Here we are left with plus 2 and plus 2. We know that we have to add them. So plus 2 will become 4. This is how we are going to simplify. So there is nothing much to do. We were given the expression. You need to see the expression, how many terms are given and on what terms you can apply which identity, and according to that you have to write the expansion, and according to the sign and all you have to simplify and get the answer. So this is a question of one type. Now let's see another question. If we can solve. Okay, so here I have one more question. It is given, now the information is given, if 3a plus 4b is equals to 16. This is given, 3a plus 4b is given 16 and a into b is given as 4. Okay, so these two informations are given and find the value of, you need to find the value of 9a square plus 16b square. You need to find the value of this term. Okay, so here we have this thing. Now you see, we are given with this thing and we have to simplify this. So here of course we have to use the identity. You need to be very careful. Like whatever three things are given, two things are given, one this and this, and we have to calculate this. So we are going to choose an identity wisely so that we'll get all three terms. Why? Because when we get all three terms, these two terms we know the value, and here this term we can calculate. Clear? Now next is, here we are having a square of something, and here we are having a single term. Can you see that which term should we take and square that term so that we can get this value? Yes, this term. If we take this term, now see, I'm gonna take 3a plus 4b is equals to 16. Now just see, if we somehow square this, so 3a square will give you 9a square, 3a will give you 9a square, 4b if you square it, that will give you 16b square, exactly what we want. So that's why we have taken this term, and now since we want the square, so simply we are going to square. So we are going to square both sides. So you write, or I'm just writing to tell you all, square both sides. Okay, now when you are squaring, so you have to square it like that. So 3a plus 4b, we are squaring the left hand side and the right hand side, so we have to write it like this, 16 whole square. Is it clear? When you are squaring the left hand side, we have to square the whole together. Okay, so I'm gonna rub it so that I can get the space. So we are here, I'm just writing it like that, 3a plus 4b whole square we have done on the left hand side, and right hand side we have 16 square. Okay, now we are going to proceed. This side, left hand side, if you see, it is a plus b whole square. So which identity we are going to use? Of course a plus b whole square. But identify a. What is at the place of a? It is 3a. What is at the place of b? It is 4b. Now recall the identity. A plus b whole square will be a square plus b square plus 2ab. So a square, 3a is your a, and a square plus b square. What is your b? It's 4b and the square plus 2 into a. A is actually 3a into b. What is at the place of b? It is 4b. A square plus b square plus 2a into b is equals to. Now we have right hand side. Right hand side, it is 16 square. 16 square, it will be 256. Is it clear? Now if we see, here we have to square it. 3a square. 3 square will be 9. A square will be simply a square. Here this will become 16b square. Now what this will be? 4 3s are 12, 12 2s are 24. 24a into b is equals to 256. Is it clear? Now if you see, when we are squaring, we have squared it and we see that 9a square plus 16b square, we are getting it here. That means we have to keep it like that. We have to calculate the value of this term. Now what about this term? We know that this is a into b, and can we put the value of a into b from the question that is given, ab is equals to 4. So we are going to write it here, 9a square as it is plus 16b square as it is, because we have to calculate the value, plus 24 into a into b. So the ab, the total value of ab or whole value of ab is given 4. So 24 into 4, it will be 256. 9a square plus 16b square plus, now if you multiply 16 1 4 96 is equals to 256. Is it clear? So simple. Now next is simple. We have to calculate the value of this. So 96, which is with plus sign, will go to that side. So it will be simply 9a square plus 16b square is equals to 256, plus 96 will go to that side and will become minus 96. It will be 9a square plus 16b square is equals to, now if you subtract, that will be 160. So this is the value of 9a square plus 16b square. Is it clear? That's how we are going to calculate. I'll be giving some questions like that and you have to solve like this. And if you have any problem, in case you are having any problem, you can ask. Now let's see the next question. It is given, if x plus 1 upon x equals 5, this is given. Find the values of, okay. So find the values of, first is x square plus 1 upon x square. You have to find the value of this term. Second, you have to find the value of x to the power 4 plus 1 upon x to the power 4. As I told you, whatever expression, this you are going to use, and here we are going to calculate this and this. So that means we are going to use an identity in which we will get this term and this term. When you get this term, you will put the value of this term as 5, and when you get this term, you will calculate this value. So if we want, which value should we take so that we can square that thing and we'll get any term? It's simple. We are having this thing, given information is 1 plus x plus 1 upon x equals to 5. Don't you think if we square both sides we'll get this term? Let's see. Now squaring both sides, we have to square, so it will be whole square on the left side as well as square on the right side. Now if you see on your left side, we are having an identity like that is a plus b whole square. What is a? X. What is your b? 1 upon x. So let us open. Now till now you know that which identity to use. Okay, till now we are using this. So here it is a square, a plus b whole square would be a square, that is x square plus b square. What is your b? 1 upon x, and when you square it, it will be simply 1 upon x whole square plus 2 into a into b. So 2 into a is what? X, into b is what? 1 upon x. So this is how we have opened the identity on the left hand side. Now see the right hand side. Right hand side is 5 square, which is simply 25. Now let us simplify again. It is x square plus 1 upon x square. You have to square it, so it will be simply 1 upon x square plus this x and this x will get cancelled as they are in divide. 2 into 1 will be simply 2 is equals to 25. Is it clear? Now you see what is our first value to find out, that is x square plus 1 upon x square, and we are getting exactly the same term. So which means we are going to keep this term on this side only and rest of the things will go to the other side. So that means x square plus 1 upon x square is going to be here, plus 2 will go to that side and it will be minus 2. So minus 2, and then we will get x square plus 1 upon x square is equals to 23. Is it clear? So that's how we will calculate the first part. Now we will see how to calculate the second part. Now if you see, the first part we are calculating and the answer of the first part is coming 23. Is this? Now you all tell me, in the second part we want power 4. So which term, this term, now we know this term, which one to square this time? If you square this term, of course the square and the power 2 will give you power 4. That means eventually we are going to use this information and we are going to square both sides. So when you square both sides, here we are squaring both sides. Is it clear everyone that we have to square both sides and it should be like this? Here when we have to square a left hand side and right hand side, you need to be careful. See, this is simply as a plus b whole square. So now you see, this time at the place of a, what we have? X or x square. At the place of a we have x square. Keep this in your mind. And what is at the place of b? It is all 1 upon x square. Okay. Now according to this we are going to use our identity. So it is simply a plus b whole square would be a square plus b square plus 2ab. Now a square, what is at the place of a? It is x square. So it will be a is this and then a square. Next is b square. What is our b? This is 1 upon x square and then b square plus 2 into a. What is our a? It is x square into b. What is our b? 1 upon x square is equals to 23. What is the square of 23? I guess it is 529. Okay. Now here you need to see one thing, beta. When we are calculating or when we are applying the identity of a plus b whole square or a minus b whole square, we need to be very careful what is at the place of a and what is at the place of b. And then we have to find out the value of a and b, and then we have to put it in the identity a square or b square or 2ab. Now see here, we have, if we simplify this, it is square and square, so the power will get multiplied. We already are knowing it, so it will be x to the power 4 plus. Now this is the whole term and we have to square it. So square of 1 will be 1 upon x square, and again you have square, so power will get multiplied and it will be power 4 plus. If you see here, x square and this x square, they are in division, so we can cancel them simply and we are left with 2 into 1, that is 2 is equals to 529. Clear? See, we have to calculate x to the power 4 plus 1 upon x to the power 4. We are exactly getting the same term. That means we are going to keep it here and rest we are going to take it to the other side. So it will be x to the power 4 plus 1 upon x to the power 4 is equals to 529. This plus 2 will go to that side and it will be minus 2. So 529 minus 2 will be simply 527. So this would be our answer to this question. And that next question, that is if x plus 1 upon x equals to 6, it is given, then find the values of first you have to find x minus 1 upon x, the value of this whole thing, x minus 1 upon x. Also you have to find the value of x square minus 1 upon x square. So these two questions you have to find out. Okay, so we are going to calculate the first part now, and to calculate the first part we have to use the given information. Now you need to think a little, you need to increase thinking that how are we going to utilize this to calculate this. If you don't see anything, let us square the terms and then see what are we getting. Okay, and I tell you one thing, just now since you have started, so you will feel a little difficulty to solve those questions. Once you are in already practice, or you are in practice, you will get the questions by seeing it only. Okay, you will get what to do now. Okay, I'm going to take the given information, I'm going to write it, x plus 1 upon x equals to 6. Now I'm going to square both sides. Okay, square, when you are squaring both sides, it will be this whole square and this is 6 square. Is it clear? Now this looks like a plus b whole square. What is at the place of a? X. What is at the place of b? 1 upon x. So I'm going to apply the identity. It will be a square x square, because at the place of a what do we have? X, plus b square. What is b? 1 upon x. So it will be 1 upon x whole square, plus 2 into a into b. So 2 into a is what? X, into b is what? 1 upon x, is equals to, right hand side we have 6 square and it will be 36. Now let us simplify. X square plus 1 upon x whole square would be 1 upon x square, plus this x and this x will get cancelled. 2 into 1 will be simply 2, is equals to 36. Is it clear? We have to calculate the value, or for now we are not getting anything. Here we are having this thing and we have to get x minus 1 upon x. See what I am going to do just now. You can calculate this value and then you can square and then put. This depends on, there are many ways to solve a question, but now you need to be very you need to see very carefully that now this time I am going to take this plus 2 to the other side. X square plus 1 upon x square. Now plus 2 will go to that side and it will become minus 2. So 34 minus 2, 36 minus 2 will be 34. So we have reached till here. What I am telling you is that we have reached till here. Now two methods you can calculate. This is the thing. There is one method which I am going to use, and the second method is that you can take this value or you can keep this value like that and square this term. When you square it, now see, a minus b whole square, so that would be a square plus b square plus 2 minus 2ab. So you will get something where you can put the value of this term. I am going to use this way to solve the question. So here we are, and what we are going to do after this is we are going to subtract minus 2 from both the sides. Okay, subtract 2 from both sides. Why are we doing this? You all see, we have x square plus 1 upon x square, the value of x square plus 1 upon x square as 34. Now what are we going to do? We are going to subtract 2 from both sides, which means x square plus 1 upon x square minus 2 and 34 minus 2. Is it clear? We are actually subtracting this 2 from the left hand side and from the right hand side. Okay, now we have subtracted. Now you see, this left hand side is nothing but x minus 1 upon x whole square. I will let you know how are we writing this, and the right hand side is 34 minus 2 will be simply 32. Now I will show you that why we have written this term as this term. Since it is clear till here, now I am going to rub this so that you all can see. What if we square this term? X minus 1 upon x whole square. It is simple. It is a minus b whole square. What is at the place of a? X. What is at the place of b? It is 1 upon x. Now if I ask you all to open the bracket like using the identity, it would be a square plus b square minus 2ab. What is your a? It is x square plus b square. What is your b? 1 upon x whole square minus 2 into a. What is your a? X. What is your b? 1 upon x. This x and this x will get cancelled as they are in divide. So we are left with x square plus, if you square this it will be plus 1 upon x square, and we are here left with only 2. So now you see x square, exactly x square plus 1 upon x square minus 2 is nothing but it is the identity of this. So we have applied identity on this term, and that's how at the place of this term we have written this. So when you practice a lot, you are able to see that how are we gonna write the expanded form and how are we gonna write the identity. So this is how we have calculated the value. I'm going to rub this. So we have reached to the part, or to here, we have x minus 1 upon x whole square is equals to 32. Okay, we have calculated till here. Now we wanted x minus 1 upon x only, we don't want this square. So simple, when we have to remove the square, we take the square to the other side, and we know x minus 1 upon x, when square goes to that side, it will be a square root. So it will simply be root 32, isn't it? Because we don't have to calculate x minus 1 upon x square. We only have to calculate x minus 1 upon x with no part. That's why we have taken this power 2 to the other side, and that's how it has become square. Okay, so now you have to just find out the value of the square, and I hope you all know how to find out the value of square. Simple, we have to write the prime factors of 32. It will be 16, 2, 8 is 16, 2, 4 is 8, 2, 2 is 4, and 2 is 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have to write now we have to pair them, and we have to take one digit out from one pair. 1, 2, and this is left alone. So here we have 2 into 2, and this will be there in the root. So it will be simply 4 root 2. 2 into 2 will become 4, and that will be root 2. One thing which you should know, whenever we solve the square root, we always apply this plus and minus sign. Now why? So the value of x minus 1 upon x will be plus minus 4 root 2. Okay, and now why we are applying this plus minus? Let's see. This is the answer, okay, by the way, and we will solve the second part, but before that we are going to see this important thing. Like simply, if I ask you to calculate the root of 9, how would you calculate it? What answer you will give? It will simply be 3. Is it clear? Like, or if I ask you x square is simply equals to 9. If I ask you to calculate x, what will you do? You will take the square to the other side. So it will be x equals to root of 9, isn't it? And then what is root of 9? You will tell me it is 3. Okay. Now if I take this 3, the value of x is coming 3. Now if I put the value of x here in this question, so 3 you will put here. So that will give you 3 square is equals to 9, and it is correct. 9 is equals to 9. But what if it is instead of minus 3 we take? Then again let us put the value here. So it will be minus 3 square is equals to 9. And when you square minus 3, minus square will become plus, and the square of 3 will be 9. It is also true. So not only that plus 3 would be the answer, it could be minus 3 as well, because whether you square plus 3 or whether you square minus 3, it will give you 9. Like whether you square plus 2, it will give you 4. Whether you square minus 2, it will give you 4. Likewise, whether if you have x square is equals to 25. If I ask you to put the value of x as plus 5, if you write, so it will be plus 5 whole square. Will it satisfy? Yes, plus 5 square will be 25. If I ask you to write minus 5 and the square, will it satisfy? Yes, because minus square will be plus and 5 square will be 25. So answer could be both plus 5 or minus 5, and that's how always we write. If you have to solve x square, it will go to other side and it will be root of 25. You all know that what is root of 25? Plus. but now we will not write it like that. We will be writing plus and minus both, because plus 5 will also give you 25 and minus 5 will also give you 25. So this is how we write. Now let us come to the second part, and before we solve the second part, let us recall an identity, one more identity, which is a square minus b square. You all are aware of this identity. It is in one bracket a plus b, another bracket a minus b, isn't it? And if you see a square minus b square, so this is exactly the same. Square of something, then minus sign, and square of something different. So this identity we are going to write, and if I write this question like this, x square minus 1 upon x square, 1 upon x whole square. Is it the same? X square minus 1 upon x square. If I ask you what is at the place of a, x. What is at the place of b, 1 upon x. Now let us apply the identity. It would be, this is what we have to calculate. Right hand side we put the value. A plus b. What is a? X plus b. What is our b? 1 upon x. You need to clear your mind what is at the place of a and what is at the place of b. We don't have to put x square. It is at the place of a square. So what will be a only? It will be x only. Now again, what is a? That is x. What is your b? That is 1 upon x. Okay, in our question the value of x plus 1 upon x is already given. This value is given as 6 into this value we just now we have calculated in the first part. What is the value coming? If you remember, I think it is coming 4 root 2. Yes, I guess it is coming 4 root 2. Okay, you can put with the sign plus minus, no problem at all. 6 4 is 24 root 2. Is it clear? And since here we had plus minus, so we can write our plus minus here as well. On left hand side we have x square minus 1 upon x square. So this is our second part.